Welcome, class of 2020. This is probably one of the stranger graduation ceremonies we have ever done, but we can stand up to anything. And so this is from the faculty of the Department of Women's and Gender Studies. What we wish you going into the world, because there is more to this world than what is happening here right now. We are very, very hopeful for all of you. We trust in your abilities. We know you have been taught well, and we know you will do a lot of good in the world. And therefore, this will pass too, and we wish you all the best that you all deserve. I will start by reading a poem, and then everyone else will read something else to you. When I was living near the ocean. When I was living near the ocean, once or twice, suddenly, when I did not expect it, when I was thinking about other things, I looked up, and in the sunlight, through the green wigs of the trees, I saw the ocean. But it was not the water. It was something altogether different that I could not name. And with that, you should go into the world. Next.
Hi, everyone. I'm Michelle Tracy Berger, and class of 2020, I've kept you close in my heart and know that you are being courageous in so many ways. The poem I have to read is called Lockdown. Yes, there is fear. Yes, there is isolation. Yes, there is panic buying. Yes, there is sickness. Yes, there is even death. But they say that in Wuhan, after so many days, you can hear the birds again. They say that after just a few weeks of quiet, the sky is no longer thick with fumes, but blue and gray and clear. They say that in the streets of Assisi, people are singing to each other across the empty squares, keeping their windows open so that those who are alone may hear the sounds of family around them. They say that a hotel in the west of Ireland is offering free meals and delivery to the housebound. Today, a young woman I know is busy spreading flyers with her number throughout the neighborhood so that the elders may have someone to call on. Today, churches, synagogues, mosques, and temples are preparing to welcome and shelter the homeless, the sick, the weary. All over the world, people are slowing down and reflecting. All over the world, people are looking at their neighbors in a new way. All over the world, people are waking up to a new reality, to how big we really are, to how little we really can control, to what really matters, to love. So we pray and we remember that, yes, there is fear, but there does not have to be hate. Yes, there is isolation, but there does not have to be loneliness. Yes, there is panic buying, but there does not have to be meanness. Yes, there is sickness, but there does not have to be disease of the soul. Yes, there is even death, but there can always be a rebirth of love. Wake to the choices you make as to how to live now. Today, breathe, listen behind the factory noises of your panic. The birds are singing again. The sky is clearing. Spring is coming, and we are always encompassed by love. Open the windows of your soul, and though you may not be able to touch across the empty square, sing.
My name is Sarah Blesh, and my wish for the class of 2020 is that as you go out into the world, you are loud and take up space, that you problem solve big and small things, and that you call account of others and of yourself. Good luck and best wishes.
So I'm Karen Booth, and it can be a little bit hard not to sound cliched on graduation talks, comments, but I'll do my best. I want to say thank you so much to all of you in the class of 2020, and also in particular to those students I've been lucky enough to have in my various classes. Your passions and your insights have inspired and humbled me. I've learned something from each of you, and I'm so grateful for that. I wanted also to give a special shout out to my 695 students from this spring semester. And I won't name you because you know who you are, but not only for your feminist research, feminist scholarship contributions, but also for what just such amazing feminist practice, in the sense that you're mutually supportive, how did I write this? The mutually supportive persistence that you showed, your flexibility, and your positive attitudes just have been just amazing. And I'm so grateful for that, especially at this moment of what I know for all of you is such an intense insecurity, uncertainty, I should say, and for many of you, a time of great pain. So thank you. You give me hope, all of you. You give me hope for a better, if as yet hard to see, future. So my thank yous, my congratulations, and my good wishes. And I'd like to read two really short, and I promise they're really short poems by Naira Waheed from her 2013 book, Salt. The first one is called Options. You do not have to be a fire for every mountain blocking you. You could be a water and soft river your way to freedom too. And the second one is called Mirror Work. You are your own standard of beauty. Good luck, congratulations.
Hi, everyone. I am Emily Burrell, professor in the Department of Women's and Gender Studies. And for those of you who are graduating in the spring of 2020, I may have had you in Introduction to Women's and Gender Studies in fall of 2016. I had the great fortune of having some of you as students in the fall of 2020 in the 695 capstone seminar. You may have taken African gender history with me. And for those of you who I've not had the pleasure of teaching in the class, I can say that I'm sure I enjoyed seeing you in the hallways of Smith Building as you conspired together, as you waited to meet with professors. You're all so important to us. And one of the things that I think about when I think about your class, the class of 2020, is how much you faced at UNC during your time on our campus. You are an amazing group of people who witnessed lots of institutional change, lots of structural violence, lots of community struggle and perseverance. There are so many of you who have shown up as leaders, as good listeners, as problem solvers. I am always struck by your good humor. I am struck by your compassion, your intellect, your willingness and readiness to work together as teams, and your deep commitment to making the world a better place. I have watched this at different moments over the last few years, and I can say that you all deserve all the gold stars possible. And my wish for you is that you're able to take all of the things that happened during your studies of women's and gender studies, all of your studies of feminist theory, feminist action, and that you're able to combine what you learned in the classroom with what you learned experientially at UNC and make the world a better place. That you are able to hone your own tools for making it in the world, being resilient, and modeling that kind of behavior for other people who you will teach, who you will help as you move on. And I'll always think of you all because I can't think of another class who's probably faced the things that you've faced in your time at UNC. And I know that it makes you stronger, and I know that it makes you more equipped to be creative and be compassionate and be loving. So congratulations. It was an honor to teach you, and stay in touch.
Hi, class of 2020. My name is Nicole Elsie Quest. I'm new to the department, and so I haven't taught all of you, but I've taught many of you. I've been thinking over the last couple of months now about research done by a feminist psychologist in the mid-'80s with breast cancer survivors. And one of the things that she found was that folks who looked for bright spots, who found meaning even in their pain and suffering, that those were the folks who thrived, that those were the folks who came out stronger at the end, who were able to not simply bounce back and be resilient, but truly be stronger. And so I'm thinking about that a lot these days for obvious reasons. And you all have been a bright spot for me and a source of hope and meaning, because I see you bring your enthusiasm and your passion, your curiosity, your high standards. And it makes me think things will be good. Things will be better than okay. They will be good. That we will learn from these dark times, that you will bring all of those skills that you have, your creativity and your high standards and excitement and enthusiasm, and solve problems and make the world a better place. So I say thank you for bringing all of that and for being a bright spot for me. And I say congratulations. Take a moment and celebrate and honor all that you have been through and all that you've achieved. Say thank you to the folks who helped you get here, and be well.
Hello, graduating class of 2020. My name is Jacob Lau, and I've been a postdoc in the department for the last 2 years. So I haven't taught, I think, any of you yet, or I won't be teaching you, but I am really proud to be joining the department as a faculty member next year. I want to echo everyone's congratulations and offer my own as well. What an accomplishment, particularly in this time. I hope you get a chance to really let everything you achieved here sink in. As you go from UNC and leave this stage of learning and growth as feminist scholars, I want to offer some thoughts from an essay by Alice Walker that has stayed with me since I graduated from undergrad almost 15 years ago. I offer Walker's riff on a quote by the late great African-American novelist and professor Toni Morrison as a reflection on having both roots from your feminist education here and your life prior to UNC, and wings to be bold as you embark on the next chapter in your life. Especially if during that chapter you find yourself in a space as the first or the only person who represents an axis of difference, whether that's race, gender, class, sexuality, all the things you've been learning in the last couple of years. The essay is Saving the Life That Is Your Own, The Importance of Models in the Artist's Life. In Walker's essay, she says, "It has been said that someone asked Toni Morrison why she writes the kind of books she writes. And she replied, because they are the kind of books I want to read." Walker admits, "This remains my favorite reply to that kind of question." When Toni Morrison said she writes the kind of books she wants to read, she's acknowledging the fact that she must, in a society in which accepted literature is so often sexist and racist and otherwise irrelevant or offensive to so many lives, do the work of two. She must be her own model as well as the artist attending, creating, learning from, realizing the model, which is to say, herself. Later in the essay, Walker says, to take Toni Morrison's statement further, if that is possible, in my own work, I write not only what I want to read, understanding fully and indelibly that if I don't do it, no one else is so vitally interested or capable of doing it to my satisfaction, I write the things I should have read. Some of you will go on to write. It may not be novels or poetry or another academic essay, but all of you have the chance to think, dream, and bring into being those things you want to read, see, experience, and to co-create a more just world that should have been and can still be. I hope you know that no one else is so vitally capable of doing it, even and especially if you are the first or only person to say it or do it. Congratulations.
That was beautiful. I'm Susan Harvage Page, and congratulations, class of 2020. Some of you I know really well. Some of you I know less well. I've taught many of you. It's exciting to be here with you today. You did it. You made it. I hope that you take a minute and really sit with your lifetime accomplishment and just take a minute and pat yourself on the shoulder and take it all in, because this is an important moment. I have a poem to read to you from Mary Oliver, The Summer Day. Who made the world? Who made the swan and the black bear? Who made the grasshopper? The grasshopper, I mean, the one who has flung herself out of the grass, the one who is eating sugar out of my hand, who is moving her jaws back and forth instead of up and down, who is gazing around with her enormous and complicated eyes. Now she lifts her pale forearms and thoroughly washes her face. Now she snaps her wings open and floats away. I don't know exactly what a prayer is. I do know how to pay attention, how to fall down into the grass, how to kneel down in the grass, how to be idle and blessed, how to stroll through the fields, which is what I have been doing all day. Tell me, what else should I have done? Doesn't everything die at last and too soon? Tell me, what is it you plan to do with your one wild and precious life? And what you will do will be powerful and strong. And I hope you continue to think about the work of the Women's and Gender Studies Department and amplify your voice and amplify the voices of others as you move forward. And as an artist, sometimes I think when I start to make a piece, I don't know where it's going to end up. But I think the most important thing is to think about the next step. You don't have to figure out your whole life right now. Just think about the very one next step that is right for you in this moment. So congratulations, I'm so proud of you. Thank you.
Hello, class of 2020. I'm Tanya Shields, and congratulations! Woo! There's supposed to be kazoos and confetti, but I have none. I'm in quarantine, like you. But I wanted to say it has just been such a joy and a privilege to get to know so many of you, both in classes or when you came to office hours for the DUS or for advising. I have gotten to know you all over, well, not all of you, but many of you over these last couple of years. And my wish for you, as to echo Emily Burrell, is resilience. This is a time where I know you have learned a lot about yourself in the last few months. You may have been depressed, you may have been amazed, you may have been intrigued, you may have been all of the above. And I hope that that sense carries with you to the next step, as Susan has just said. I have two things to read, but I also want to say I have a deep and abiding faith in each and every one of you, because as Karen said, I have learned from you. I have grown from your work. I've said it in class. I know you are imaginative and capable and creative and innovative and kind. And so with that, the first poem I want to share is Gift by Czesław Miłosz. Gift. A day so happy. Fog lifted early. I worked in the garden. Hummingbirds were stopping over honeysuckle flowers. There was no thing on earth I wanted to possess. I knew no man worth my envying him. Whatever evil I had suffered, I forgot. To think that once I was the same man didn't embarrass me. In my body, I felt no pain. On straightening up, I saw the blue sea and sails. And the next thing I want to share with you is, and this is where I actually thought Jacob was going when he invoked Alice Walker, is a dear friend of mine, Kenyatta Dory Graves, who is a fiction writer, a poet, and an educator, actually was ruminating on a piece by Walker, her reflections on difficulty, actually. And so these were some words that he wrote on difficulty, thinking about Walker's piece that I want to share with you. So he writes, "Do not praise the presence of turmoil, but be aware of your insights as you see it. What you summon is yours to keep, but only if you call it by its name. How did you find choices without choice? What is required is what you are becoming. So why don't you plant your feet and beckon it? Try. Honoring the difficult reveals to you the abilities you needed to keep and carry for parts of this journey. Check your pockets and leave nothing behind. Congratulations, and I wish you all the very, very best."
Class of 2020. My name is Ariana Vigil, and I'm sorry to not be able to congratulate you in person, but I hope that you take some time to look back and celebrate all that you have accomplished. You are graduating and entering into the post-collegiate world in a time of great uncertainty. But when I think about it, you would have been entering into a time of uncertainty regardless. There are always uncertainties around us. This time has simply brought to the forefront different kinds of uncertainties and maybe a certain amount of clarity about different kinds of challenges that you all are facing. As your other faculty have mentioned, you are prepared for this in the kinds of things that we have worked on and studied together and learned from each other. I hope that you draw on your commitment to thoughtfulness, to resilience, to critical thinking, to an investment in justice and equality, and in your studies as you move forward. Best of luck to you.
This department has tried to teach you for 4 years now that we are a world of communities, and everything that we accomplish is supported by many others. There is a collective effort that goes into it. But this is one moment when I do want to recognize each and every one of you individually, because you did walk on your own path through the past 4 years, and you deserve your name to be read. And so I will now read all the Women's and Gender Studies graduates of the class of 2020. Dana Aberbrook, Abby Cooper, Marissa Diorio, Brianna Etim Barbosa, Dakota Evans, Sloan Godby with honors, Daisy Gonzalez, Emma Hasley, Gina Hatfield, Olivia Maddox, Andy Morgan, Katie Mullett, Sophia Perut, Kate Shurtleff, Julia Slawick, Alex Steffens, Grace Story, Rosie Tran, Kyla Umstead, John Vieira, Jess Wangler, Cameron West, Sophia Wilhelm, Tessa Wood, Claire Wright, Ezra Wright with honors. Congratulations, class of 2020. Go out into the world and accomplish a lot. We will be all watching you. Be well.